Sony and Motorola are two big names in the world of mobile, so how do their current devices, the Xperia Z1 Compact and Moto G, compare? It has been widely covered that the Moto G is exceptional value for money, but the Z1 Compact brings high-end technology into a smaller form factor. When looking at the spec sheet, the Z1 Compact offers a lot more. It will set you back another £200 over the Moto G, so is it worth it? We often want the latest versions of things, and this includes the software. The Moto G has the advantage of running a lightly customized version of Android, thus the updates do tend to come quicker as a result, not to mention their previous ownership by Google. Motorola are now owned by Lenovo, so there may be some slowdown in the update speeds. Sony do release updates at an equivalent speed to the likes of HTC and Samsung, but their heavier customization and wider device portfolio they offer does inevitably delay this in comparison to the Motorola. But they do come, with just 0.2 inches between the displays. This is perhaps where the devices are most closely matched. Both have 720p resolution, but the Compact has an IPS panel with 342 ppi compared to Motorola's 326. But that's minimal difference. The bezel around the Z1 screen ends up making the device comparably sized to the Motorola Moto G. Clocked at 2.2 GHz compared to the 1.2 GHz of the Moto G, there is quite some speed difference if you really push the devices hard. The Compact will be better suited to the mobile gamer, but the Moto G certainly stands strong for everyday tasks on a phone, and you'd be hard pushed to really say the Z1 Compact was much better in this department. With half the RAM, the 1GB in the Moto G is inferior to the Sony, but truth be told, in our usage, unless you are gaming or have lots of apps open at the same time, could the difference really be noted? If you are particular about lag, you may notice this more in everyday tasks, but not enough to really frustrate the majority of users. Motorola offer a degree of choice with 8 and 16GB memory options on the G, but remember this is before the OS is installed. There's no scope for expansion unless you want to go to the cloud. A heavier user may find memory management something they need to complete on a regular basis. I personally stream my music, but I know many who have their music databases of 10GB plus. Such a user would not get on so well with the Moto G. Only the Z1 Compact offers memory expansion through the use of a microSD card, which will be a bonus if you like to store media such as films and music, or simply take a lot of photos. It is 5 megapixels on the Moto G via the 20.7 on the Z1 camera. Motorola offer a very practical camera that is well suited to quick snaps, sharing on social media and the odd printout. Sony on the other hand takes the crown here with superior quality, colour definition and camera features, not to mention the dedicated camera button. 4G, MHL and Miracast are available on the Z1, all of which are not available on the Motorola. For many these will not be a deal breaker, but as technology develops so quickly, the Z1 Compact offers the more future-proof solution. The Z1 Compact can be submerged in fresh water for 30 minutes at a depth of 1.5 meters. This is a real bonus maybe if you're a fisherman, but for many it will not bring much advantage. However, if you use your phone in the rain a lot, the Compact will survive, whereas the Moto G may not. The G does have a special coating on the components in the device, but I do not advise really testing its water resistance. An aluminium frame gives the Compact a solid premium feel, but despite the more plastic of the Moto G, it feels, weighs and certainly looks like it take a few knocks. The Compact does have some covers over key ports which seem like they can stand the test of time, but could be damaged with excessive use. The Moto G does not suffer from this issue. With a few milliamp hours between them, 2070 milliamp hours just beaten by the Compact with 2300, you would argue that there's not a lot between them, but don't be fooled. Turn on Sony's stamina mode and wow, you could get 2 to 3 days out of this for a lighter user. Not to say it's not possible on the Motorola with battery saver mode, but the Sony's battery saving technology wins here. The Z1 Compact is lighter and thinner at 137 grams and 9.5 millimeters thick compared to the G at 143 grams and 11.6 millimeters. However, the specs on paper often transition differently when in the hand. The Moto G is slightly more comfortable thanks to the curved edges, whereas the squared edges give a slab design on the Z1 Compact. It is, however, impressive that Sony managed to pack so much into a small and light form factor device. The Z1 Compact is arguably the better device all round, more features with a more premium feel and design. There is, however, real advantage for the cost-effective Motorola Moto G and the speed of updates to the software, but for an extra £10 per month over an average 24-month contract period, the Z1 Compact may be the more justifiable purchase for long-term value and satisfaction. That said, opting for the Moto G will leave you with a smile on your face and more money in the bank unless you desire more premium features. For the full detailed specification comparison, visit clove.co.uk.